But I guess the question is, how am I doing it, right? How am I going to achieve that? So here's my plan or blueprint, if you will, that I want to share with you. So here's how I will and am building a creator business. So from learning and observing other creator businesses or one-person businesses, I identified 4 simple ingredients for a delicious creator business recipe. Hey guys, I want to just take a minute and say that this is a part 2 of a 2-part video. I highly recommend going and watching the part 1 about what is creator business, a God-honoring creator business. It will give you more context, more understanding, and it will be somewhere here just popping up. Thank you, and let's continue. So number 1, you need a positive goal in life. Without a meaningful goal in life, you won't be able to help anyone. Without a meaningful goal in life, you won't grow an audience. Without a meaningful goal in life, you won't make income. I learned that to build a unique creator business, I needed a positive goal in life that I found valuable and worth pursuing, so that I could lead others toward that goal. And this goal would create a sense of direction for your content. You would attract those who share this goal with you fully or partially, and will answer the question in their minds, why do I care about what you have to say or sell? So that would be the answer to the question, that goal. And a helpful framework for this was to think about eternal markets. They are, by the way, the most profitable ones too. And so it's health, wealth, relationships, and happiness. So my goal, for example, is somewhere between that second one, third, and fourth. So my goal is, I want to build a Christ-honoring and slow life in creator business around my interests and skills, so that I can glorify God, serve others, work less, and earn more. So my goal is, I want to build a Christ-honoring life and creator business around my interests and skills, so that I can glorify God, serve others, work less, and earn more. And so here's the kind of breakdown of my goal in terms of those markets. Like wealth is the building a business part of it. Relationships, right? Having one with the Lord and others. That's kind of essential. In happiness, this might actually include all of the above, all the components that I just listed. And enjoying life, of course, that ties to happiness by working less and earning more. And yes, your goal can be in one market at this stage of your life. It doesn't have to be everywhere like mine, and that's okay. You can just have a goal to improve your health, like if you're into fitness a lot because you're trying to improve your health, like you're trying to look better or something like that, health, or even just nutrition, you're into nutrition and eating healthy, or your goal right now might be relationships, maybe finding a spouse or something like that. And so there are a couple of exercises that help me to figure out my goal that you can use too. That's helpful for you too. So number 1, if you're a Christian, pray about it and ask the Lord to give you wisdom, just like James 1:4 said, and you can check it out. I'm gonna probably paraphrase it a little bit, but whoever asks wisdom from the Lord, he gives it without reproach. Pray. And the second, you can write a short essay, like about 1,000, 2,000 words, answering this question: if I could have the life I wanted, what would it look like? The third one, you can write an anti-vision. So you write also 1,000, 2,000, everything you want to avoid in life. This will kind of help you clarify what you actually want. And then the last step, be more observant and kind of self-reflective on what you like, what you spend most of your time on, what you're good at. You actually can ask others about this. They will tell you. So this brings me to the second component, is interest and skills. Interests or skills are like road rollers toward my big life goal per se. And they are my content ideas as well. So we humans are multifaceted creatures, and I've never met a single person who is not interested or skilled in more than one thing. Then why do we need to talk only about one thing when it comes to social media? I know the answer. It's to differentiate yourself from others, be an authority. But doesn't the combination of your goals, interests, skills, beliefs, and experiences just create the most unique niche? So I would say think of your interests and skills as the tools for reaching your positive aim in life. Like sauce it up with your beliefs and experiences, and that way you will present yourself as relatable and unique to your audience, just like humans are, just like we are or supposed to be. And there's the example. This is my example. So my content explores how my skills and interests in creative business and lifestyle design, that's kind of two buckets I put them in, support me in reaching my goals, with my Christian faith shaping that journey. And so that's what I'm trying to share here on YouTube. And then hopefully later on I have more time on other social media platforms. In other words, I see my interest and skills through the lens of my big goal and see my big goal through the lens of my faith, okay? And when I do that, my learnings and discoveries become interesting to someone with a similar goal, interest with the similar skills and beliefs as mine. But the question is, how do you write about these things, right? How do you know how to determine them? And so the thing that I use that I call content engine framework, and so what it means is I pick 4 broad content pistons. The fourth one is not really broad, but I'll explain. That powers your content engine. So the number 1, money-making interest. Usually it's your skill, but you can pick an interest or skill that you always wanted to get good at, to learn about. So get good and learn publicly by sharing your journey. So that will kind of give you a heads up for it. Because when you eventually become good and an authority in it, you'll already have some audience that you built that was with you from the beginning. So for me, it's creator business. The second interest, the exciting interest to you, it should be something exciting. For me, it's kind of Christian faith / theology, and so that also overlaps with my beliefs because I love talking about it. And then the third one is a developing interest. For me, I lump it into a lifestyle designs. That includes productivity, slow productivity, like all that kind of stuff, rest, creativity. Now it goes into lifestyle design. And then the last but not least is saving piston, if you're a Christian. Beloved, this is very important. Include gospel in your content verbally and experientially, and that's something I'm going to work on too. I'm going to do as well, try to do it. Share it with everyone and be bold. So after you determine those 4, then break down each of them to subtopics, or in other words, a little more specific topics, just to make it easier for you to create content. And mentors, and then determine mentors for inspiration. It's like the industry leaders or major thinkers that the ideas and you listen to, you read about and read their ideas. And so you use this content engine for idea generation. You have this, 3 broad pistons and this 4th one, which you would just include everywhere there, the saving piston. And what's going to happen is that you will take those topics and you will be able to just kind of brainstorm and come up with ideas of what to write next. So this will fuel your content in forever, in perpetuity. You will go to your these mentors, for inspiration and mix it with your own experiences, beliefs, and etc. So now the third component of a creator business model is systems that I use and will use to solve my own problems in the way of my goal. So in other words, this is the part that I would sell. Systems are the building blocks of my offers, which is products and services, and free lead magnets, which pretty much products and services but for free to get people in the door. As I'm solving certain problems in my way toward my goal, I'm creating solutions that can be helpful for others, right? And if they're helpful for others, then some people will be willing to pay for them. So for example, I've created 114 videos on YouTube, more than 1,000 posts on LinkedIn, X, and other social media platforms. So I at least know how to start and create content because I had to come up with a system for myself to do that. So I could do that consistently. And that's a problem that I solved in my life toward my goal. So I can package my systems, my templates, my tools into a digital product, for example, like a course, or tutoring service, or coaching and consulting service, and sell. And this will happen soon. I'll work on building this, and I'll try to share my journey here on YouTube. So in other words, you can do something like that as well. You can live life, improve yourself, solve problems along the way, and just sell the solutions. And so when I'm creating systems for the problems I'm solving, I like thinking about it in terms of inputs. And so here's my process in short, because this would require a separate video for me to dive into. So the first step, define the desired outcome of the problem that you want to have, the desired outcome. So in other words, what's the grand outcome you're aiming for? For example, build an active community on YouTube. And in my opinion, you don't have to be super specific no matter what others say, because this shouldn't be the focus. This is only for direction. Because if you become very specific, it's not a dream anymore that excites you. It becomes like an objective, and then you would focus on that so much that it will drive you nuts. And sometimes I'm guilty of that myself. So, and it's not a pretty place to be where you're worried and anxious about it. So I would just say, keep your dreams, dreams sometimes. But these next steps would be important that you would focus on. Okay, so number 2, identify intermediate outputs. In other words, what are the tangible results you need to consistently produce to reach the desired outcome? So in this case, for the success on YouTube, an intermediate output would be produce a good quality video every week or every month. It kind of depends on your goal, depends on what you want to do. Then the third step would be reverse engineer the inputs. Now this is where the magic happens. So to break down those intermediate outputs into actionable inputs. And this is how you can do it. Ask yourself these things. What specific tasks or activities need to happen? Example, research topic, write a script, record a video, edit a video, etc., etc. Or then, when will I do each task? Research on Monday morning, script on Tuesday, record on Wednesday, and etc. Then how long will each activity take? Research will take 2 hours, scripting will take 3 hours, recording will take 2 hours, etc. And the last question, what tools do I need? Like microphone, camera, editing software, script writing software, something like that. So that's to reverse engineer your inputs. Now the step number 4, document and experience. I like using my physical notebook or Notion to spell out my new system so that I can see it. Then I use my Google Calendar to bake that system into my week. And finally, try your system for at least a week because you need to implement it before you can optimize it. And then the final step is optimize. So after that, after you tried it, ask yourself kind of these questions. How can I make it effortless? How can I make this system faster? How can I produce better results with it? And by results, I mean those, in our case, producing quality videos every week or month or whatever. Then experiment with your new system and keep iterating until you're fully satisfied or until you're in a groove and it flows pretty good. So that's what I have to do too. I'm pretty rusty. Haven't been on YouTube consistently for a while, so I'm kind of getting back to it. So the beauty of focusing on inputs is that you shift your attention to controllable actions. Instead of worrying about the results, which can take time, you focus on executing the actions that lead to those results, if that makes sense. And I will expand on this section in a separate video because this one is getting long, pretty long already. So last ingredient of creator business recipe, which is a huge topic in of itself, is developing a social media marketing skill. And you will have inevitably learned this skill by working on this project, aka creator business, or whatever. Like if that's your goal, I'm hoping that's your goal, that's why watch my videos. But even if this is not your goal, because you still can watch my videos and learn about the creator business, it's not just for those who wants to build creator business. Let's say you want to gain muscle weight, right? Get a little buff or something. You will learn this skill while you're working on this project in your life. And social media is the ability, social media marketing is the ability to appeal to others with your content and solutions to attract potential buyers, or leads in other words. So my kind of short and simplest advice would be go on YouTube and learn from those who have this skill. So like my YouTube channel, so subscribe if you haven't. Second, observe those who succeeded on the platform you make content and emulate them, like Justin Welsh on LinkedIn or Ali Abdal on YouTube, for example. Third, read books and articles on this topic. And then lastly, always apply your knowledge in your projects, because that's where the real learning happen. So I will make more videos on this topic, so just stay tuned. But for now, come and build a creator business with me for the glory of God, good of others, and just enjoyment of your life. I hope this helps. I hope this video is helpful. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't. If you like this video and it brought you some sort of value, I've tried to make this more in depth and not shallow. I know it got a little long, but like it if it was valuable. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions, if it was too long maybe. And see you guys next time in the next video. Bye. Oh wait, also in my description I have a newsletter, Creator Chronicles, and you can find kind of like written version of this video there in my newsletter. And just subscribe on my newsletter and you will get these earlier. And I try to write them bi-weekly or every week, we'll see, but for sure as minimum you'll get bi-weekly. And just stay tuned for other things on the newsletter. So it will be, description will be in description, link will be in the description. Bye.